Energy is a foundation for your strategy, for the way you show up, for the impact that you make. It's so important. And yet many of us struggle with prioritizing energy, prioritizing multifaceted aspects of this energy, and also well-being, taking breaks, taking care of physical, mental, emotional, spiritual energy. Why are we challenged with it? Why do we find ourselves in a lower state and have difficulty to rise? Why are we not taking breaks when we already know we need it? I want to unpack this in this episode, and especially focus on what are the really root causes, the reasons behind the scenes why beyond knowing what we need to do, we don't take action in terms of prioritizing our energy. Also, obviously, how you can change that, how you can take the driver's seat and prioritize energy in your day is one of the most important strategies for you to be impactful, successful, and happy leader. Welcome to this episode of Extraordinary Leadership Podcast. My name is Dagmara. I am your host, and I'm also executive transformational coach. And I love to empower leaders to rise to the next level of their potential, of their leadership, making a bigger impact in their organizations, driving a positive change, unleashing exponential growth with much more joy and fulfillment. Now, there is already one episode in this podcast where I talk about importance of energy more than, time management. Why is that important? And what kind of habits can help you to elevate your energy? And why is that important? I invite you to, head to that episode and put a link here in the description and check it out, because I'm building on that foundation in this episode here today. As a reminder, I just want to share that, energy is a source of everything. It's more important than strategy and time management. And why? Is because, when we are in our lower states of being, lower states of energy, we are never going to create and think out of the box and create greater strategies. We'll have a challenge to take the bold and desired actions that we so much want to take. And we'll have a difficulty to be more kind, compassionate, and empathic as leaders, because we'll be more triggered emotionally, because we will not be in our inner balance when we are in a lower state of energy. So it's very important that we take care of which state of being are we showing up as leaders every day. And as leaders, we want to make a positive impact. And so we want to be in that greatest energy, higher states of energy, that is not only helping us to feel better and be more energized, be more creative and empathic and courageous and daring and all of that, but also when we are in this energy, when we are in that state of being, we are helping others to step and be in that energy too. So we are creating a ripple effect in the people that we lead and interact with. So we are becoming the change makers through that, through our own ownership and responsibility we take into managing and leading our state of being, our energy. Depending on the state of being of where we are, it shapes everything. It shapes, the energy of our voice, the words we choose when we're communicating, what we focus on when we're communicating. And of course, how much we are under influence of our mind sabotage. So all of that is connected. So we can summarize that, your energy, the state of being that you are showing up and are every single day, is what makes an impact for you and for others that you lead. And it does connect with how you lead your business and organization to the next level. Because the higher level of energy you are, the more creative, innovative you become. So you create basically better strategy and you're also better in execution. So the first question that I want to ask you is, what energy are you today in listening to me, listening to this podcast? I want you to, for a short moment, check in with yourself. What is my energy today? And on a scale of 1 to 10, you can even try to evaluate it, measure it for yourself, given that you know what a 10 looks like and what a 1 looks like. And if this is maybe the very first time that you ask yourself, what is the energy that I am in today? Then that's my invitation to start checking that in on a regular basis and being also aware of where are you? You can check at it in the morning or during the day, because that energy might actually move. And it's important to understand which energy you are in. So for example, if I'm on a high state of energy, obviously I feel more vibrant, I feel more dynamic, I feel more energetic. But that's just a physical sign, right? But I'm also far more creative. I create things which much more easier way. For example, creating content, creating podcasts like this one, or I'm even much more intuitive in serving my clients, in coaching my clients, in asking questions that needs to be asked at a given moment. It just comes to me. I'm more in so-called flow. And of course, I can much faster realize certain actions that I have during the day, feel better, be more connected with people around me, and connected with myself. So when I'm not in a high energy, what happens are several signs. And sometimes the signs are not obvious for me on the first day, but they evolve and shape and become very loud, so I cannot not prioritize my energy. And the signs can be things like you start to overthink. You're actually very much already trapped in your mind sabotage, maybe unconsciously. Your mind is taking over. Another sign when I know I'm not in my, high energy is it takes me longer to complete a task, to complete what I said I'm going to do during the day. Or even worse, if my energy is decreasing and I'm not taking responsibility for it, I even will procrastinate, sabotage many different actions, and go into this negative self-talk that is basically slowing me down and bringing me down, energetically down, emotionally down, mentally down. So that's this vampire of my energy, which of course, as we know, never creates a positive impact to others and first of all towards ourselves. Another sign for me that I'm not in a high energy is I withdraw. I isolate. I close myself off. I feel like I don't have energy to socialize with other people or spend time with other people, even the closest one. So I'm kind of cocooning myself, which is of course contradictory because I'm cutting off the source of social energy. But that's not a sign. That's when I am really, really much more deeper down in not managing my energy. Maybe the last one is also when I'm really working hard and not taking breaks. When I prioritize doing over being in this case. Those are symptoms, signs that shows up for me to let me know that I am in a lower state of energy. And the sooner I pick up those signs, the sooner I can prevent the snowball effect, right? Going down, down, down until it takes me so much time to raise my energy again. So my focus is on prioritizing my energy along the days and picking up the earliest sign that I can pick up so that I don't fall or don't get into this vortex of negative energy, emotions, and self-talk that will be a vampire of my energy and will impact me negatively and the others who I serve, lead, and live with. And yet, having a lot of tools, awareness, and bringing that to my clients, I can get trapped into not noticing or not taking the right action to prioritize energy, to prioritize those habits that I am very conscious aware that will lead me to rise. And maybe that's also happened to you, that you know what you need to do. You maybe have a lot of tools and resources, but you still sabotage this action. Why is it? You see, the reason why we not prioritize breaks, well-being that we so much want to, and know that it's source of our performance and productivity, or taking care of ourselves, or slowing down, all of that. Connection towards ourselves, connection to purpose, to our vision, to our true self, and managing our mind and emotions, meditations, and other different type of resources we have access to. The reason why we don't do it isn't ever connected with not knowing what we need to do. Yes, there is a part that we are unaware that we are unaware. That's true. So it depends on where you are in this journey. You have certain awareness, but we also an overload of information and we still struggle. The reason is behind what is obvious. It is within ourselves. It is in our subconscious. And there are two things that I want to talk about that are the real roots or at the root cause of us not taking ownership or prioritizing our energy or not taking actions we know we would benefit to take when we need them, or responsible for us also actually to falling into the trap of losing down this vibrancy, this energy, this, the being of who we actually are and impact that we want to make. Two reasons. One, it's our mind sabotage, which shows up everywhere and is always the first place to look. In many of those episodes, I mentioned to you about mental fitness and positive intelligence that I lean on in my work for myself and with my clients, because that's such a powerful and profound foundation for us to take control, to take the driver's seat of our mind, which is always the number one root cause of pretty much everything, of how we feel, how we perceive the situation, what kind of actions we take, what results we generate, what impact we make. Those different saboteurs that are within ourselves, which are, developed and a part of our conditioning, we need to learn how to detect their voices and how to take the driver's seat, because they are at the root cause, number one, of why we don't prioritize energy, why we fall into traps of, for example, working hard, or for example, prioritizing others than ourselves. As a person who knows very much two distinct saboteurs, is a judge and hyperachiever, how they show up in me is very clear. Number one is judge is criticizing that maybe I have not done enough during the day and I need to work more, or that when certain results don't show up in the business, there is something wrong. And then it drags me into the pattern of thinking of what is wrong and what I need to fix. And maybe, comparison with others. And hyperachiever very often will drag me to the narratives of I'm not enough. And, obviously when, for example, something's not evolve as you want, then this saboteur is kicking in and alarming you. You need to work harder, or you need to do this or that, because what you do is not enough. And, each of the saboteurs has its own pattern of thoughts, how it shows up in your body or not. Sometimes, the way the saboteur shows up, for example, for people that have hyper-rational saboteur, is numbness, is no emotions. So there are many different ways. And the point is also that they are very sneaky. These mind saboteurs are extremely sneaky. They evolve, they grow with you. So the more you master the ability to detect that voice, the more you master the ability to catch it in the moment and bring back to who you truly are, your true self, bring back the power to yourself, in other words, the faster you are going to regain your energy. You are going to be in your desired state and serve from your desired state, lead from the desired state, and make a far better, meaningful, positive impact. So that is number one. Number two is our identity. It's even one layer deeper. You see, in my journey, I found out that the reason why we don't prioritize ourselves and our energy is because deep, deep down, we are not aware that we are attached to certain beliefs about ourselves that are keeping us in those patterns of not taking actions and responsibility for ourselves or for our own energy, of our being in our best energy. The more I walk this path and serve other clients and, expand and evolve inside, I can see how clearly, deeply down, the beliefs such as I am not worthy, not loved. There are many different, very deep down beliefs that are part of our identity. Very often we're not conscious even about them, that are driving our behaviors and robbing us from our power and our energy. You see, if you deeply inside of yourself, in your mind and your body, believe and know It's not beyond belief. It's knowing that you are successful, that you are powerful, that you are enough, that you are valued, that you are worthy, that you are loved. You are going to go through your day differently. You're going to prioritize your day differently, prioritize yourself as well, and prioritize your energy. You're going to plan differently. And of course, you're going to delegate differently. You're going to build trust differently. You're going to lead differently. All of that is connected with it. So even if you may be listening to me now and thinking, I don't have that. Of course, I'm successful. Of course, I'm powerful. Of course, I am this and that. And you struggle with your energy and you struggle with, being in your best state and prioritizing that. There might be a high likelihood that on a deeper level that is unknown for you yet, there are some limiting beliefs or part of your identity, how you see yourself, that are holding back you being in your greatest energy and serving from the best level and leading from the best level, from the best potential of yourself. So that is really truly the second reason. And I'm talking here through, of course, a lens of my own experience and experience of clients. So those examples are also part of my examples that I needed to discover and realize. And that is why I prioritize as well an identity work for myself and for my clients. And that is why I'm prioritizing also the mental fitness and mind management and energy management for the same reason, because they are very, very connected. They are impacting our state of being. And of course, that is impacting how we show up, how we lead, and what results we actually create. So my invitation to you from today is this. First, checking with your energy. Ask yourself on a daily basis, what is my energy today on 1 to 10? Where am I? Observe or ask yourself, how does it show up when I am in my 10 on 10 energy, a state of being? How do I show up? What do I think? What are my beliefs? How do I feel? How fast do I take decisions? How fast do I create new ideas? How fast do I go through the day in tasks? How much do I connect with people? Check all that in and you will find the answers to know where it's 10 on 10 and to also identify the other side, right? When you're not. That is what I can invite you to do on your own already. And as always, my invitation to you is to check, embody extraordinary leadership. The journey where we go into mastery of self as one of the key ingredients of extraordinary leadership. This is where leaders like yourself are getting access to resources into how to manage and navigate that inner dialogue more effectively, take the driver's seat of the mind, which is responsible for so much negative impact towards ourselves and others, as well as we work on strengthening and aligning that identity of yourself with your true highest version of yourself. So if that calls you in and you feel that that's the place where you want to be, then go ahead and check my link on the website, the link I will post here below. The waiting list for the next cohort for 2025 is open. If you are a leader who wants to make a better impact, if you want to live and lead from your best self, from your highest potential, then definitely that's the journey that I want to invite you in. Thank you for listening today. I'm wishing you a fantastic day. I'm sending you a lot of positive energy from Dubai to wherever you are in the world listening to me. And see you next time.